Today on R&R on Sports, Larry and Howard talk NBA playoffs, the Ja Morant situation, and discuss LeBron James's future. Then we are joined once again by Memphis Grizzlies Color Commentator Brevin KNight. All of this and more on this week's episode of R&R on Sports. Now, here are your hosts, Larry Robinson and Howard Robertson.
Hello and welcome to R&R on Sports. My name is Howard Robertson.
And I am the great one, Larry Robinson. What's up,
What's
Uncle
happening, man?
H?
How you?
I'm good, man.
How
It's
you?
a party in my city. It's a party in my city.
Where did that come from?
What's your NBA young boy?
NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah, it's the rapper.
That's a lyric. That's
yeah,
a rap lyric.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
one of the
I
songs.
never
Party in
understood.
my city,
You know,
and
of course.
that seems like was the anthem. It's a party inside my city.
Okay.
And it's NBA YoungBoy, and it became the anthem of the Memphis Grizzlies during the season.
Well, the first time I heard it, it was quoted by the NBA gunslinger.
You mean
Ja
Yosemite
Morant.
Sam? I
Yeah.
thought you said Yosemite Sam.
Hey, that one too. But Sam only had one gun. didn't he?
Yeah.
No, you gotta have two guns in this.
You gotta
party.
have two guns?
Yeah,
No, but you want John?
for this
John,
party
when he
in
was
your
in, wait a minute, hold on,
city,
wait a
you gotta
minute. He
have
was
two
in,
guns.
wait a minute, but he was in the strip club. He had one gun.
But since then, he got another one. This one is
Wait.
a real one.
You mean to tell me after all the sorries and the remorsefulness
acting
and
like you
everything
don't
and about
know.
him knowing
Don't be acting brand
what
new
it
with
was
me,
going to
Larry.
cause him
Larry
and all of that?
Do not act brand new. You know good and hell well what has happened and transpired and taken place.
I was trying to make this theater of the mind, man. You're supposed to roll with me because I'm trying to act like you informing me.
No.
You informing me and
We
putting
ain't
me
gonna
up
play
on
that.
game.
We ain't gonna play that game. We wasting time.
Oh,
we got
okay.
valuable conversation to have about this incident.
Well, since you done
Everybody
outed
and his
me.
mama knows
Now, see-
that, as the boy on radio said, once again, Ja has been caught on social media live by some dude that he calls his brother, but
His
I don't
boy.
want to have no
His
brother
boy.
like
Devontae.
that. I don't
That's
want to
Devontae.
have no brother like
What
that.
his name? Devontae?
This is a short bus brother. This brother belongs on the short bus.
Which one?
Do not, huh?
Which one?
The one who took this video.
Well, see now, I
Was this
actually
another
saw the
one?
video. I saw the video, and literally, the young man to me they was in the car jamming. So he looks over and looks at Ja. Ja doesn't have a gun. He shows Ja. Then as they part a little bit more, he looks back. Ja doesn't have a gun. He points the phone at him. All of a sudden,
Ja got a gun.
up in the thing, and then he tries to put the phone down quickly. And it's he's like, this time, I don't think this was Devontae.
But
I really don't.
and
I don't think it was Devontae.
Very, very fast.
I don't think it was Devontae. I think
no,
this
no,
is
it
Ja.
was Devontae.
Well, I'm saying Devontae had the phone and they was partying, having a good time. But I'm saying it looked like Devontae was clearing and making sure that this nut didn't have a gun.
Go Facebook. If Ja is in the vicinity, you should not go live.
So it can't go live.
No, don't go live.
You can't go
Nobody
live
should
anymore.
ever go. If
Live
you care
should
about
be
him,
disabled.
Well, hold. Let me put it like this: if you care about him, if you give a damn about him,
Live should not even be part of the program.
It should not be part of his program, even if he wants it to, even if he doesn't mind. But you gotta. I use the term. I said, back in my day, man, and you know this to be true too, because this might have happened to you in Louisville. Thugs on the corner, if you played ball or had some kind of promise, showed some kind of promise, they would help protect you. They would not let you hang out on the street with them. You could not hang out if you was playing ball.
There was a couple boys that were really, really good, and they came out of the projects. However, they would never let them be anywhere near any type of nefarious
something that was going
activity.
down. No, because they cared about
they literally were playing. They talked about it. The dope boys talked about to the other people. Do not touch these guys.
I know cats.
They're
I know
protected.
dope boys that would come up to him and slide him $100.
Yeah,
you know,
they did that plenty
like
much.
we used to call it back
But
then,
it was
big
all
head
about-
100
it was
in
all
a
about-
minute. Just put this in your pocket.
It was
man.
all just to make sure that you stayed out of the way.
Absolutely.
And you stayed on
Absolutely.
your grind of getting to the league.
Well, it was another dynamic going on, too, and we can talk more about this when we come back. It was pride. They were proud of you.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
You are. They lived. They lived. What's the word?
Vicariously.
Thank you so much.
Out of Louisville. That's at Louisville education. That's straight out of Appalachia.
They lived vicariously through these guys' success.
I mean,
and
you
all
saw
of
above
that.
the rim and all of that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it comes from.
Yeah,
Well, listen, we're going to come right back on R&R, and we're going to
got a
talk
lot to
more
talk
on this.
about.
We got a lot to talk about, and one of the things we're going to talk about for certain is LeBron James. Is he going to retire? So listen, stay right there. We'll be right back.
That's my job, man. I was supposed to do that.
You did.
R&R on Sports.
Riffin' on Jazz.
Can't you see Miss Dawson? I mean, with that name, Mary Cardwell Dawson. You can see that. I can see that.
Riffin' on Jazz. On the Kazukian Network.
Kazukian! This is LeBron's world. This is LeBron's world. And he don't need nothing. Nothing. Except maybe a girl. Born in Akron, a young mother's son. Didn't take him long to see he was the one. He grew and got some height. Started playing basketball. Fools tried to check him, and he made them all fall. This is LeBron's world, and it don't need nothing except a girl. Didn't need no college. He went straight to the pros. Played right there in Cleveland, and everybody knows. He took them to the playoffs and the finals too. He didn't win no titles, but he did all he could do. This is LeBron's world, and it don't need nothing except maybe a girl. He went to Miami to play with the Heat. Won back-to-back titles. Even tried to three-peat. Now he's back in Cleveland, and you know he's mega rich. Done made Dan Gilbert his millionaire bitch. This is LeBron's world, and it don't need nothing except maybe Reverend Al's girl.
Blues in the basement.
I ain't got no money.
Blues in the basement.
I was born in 71, so that was kind of the year that all of Al Green's hits starting to pop off.
Blues in the basement. On the Kazukian Network.
R&R on Sports.
Back for more on our own sports. So let's hasten to a period with Ja. What are you predicting his fate will be?
Well, I'm kind of struggling with this, to be honest, because on one hand, I see that
I'm struggling with the reality of it.
Well,
I'm struggling.
I'm struggling with that piece too, as to why in the world
position
would they be in this predicament again. But in all honesty, he hasn't done anything against the law. He hasn't done a thing against the law.
Okay.
And so,
what does that have to do with anything?
Well,
that didn't stop Nike from taking his shoes off the website.
Not at all.
That didn't stop Powerade
from canceling the campaign.
The campaign and whatnot. So
it ain't stopped the
he has a
NBA
morals.
from
he has a morals clause, and I don't think it has a whole lot to do with breaking the law.
Well, it's
I'm sure it includes it.
Well, it's interesting that you would say that, because with morality, you got the NRA, who has consistently promoted, carrying open carry of guns and so on and so forth. And I'm saying that this kid did not break any laws. Now, we see all the time Proud Boys and other folks in the political realm. They brandishing guns and so on and so forth. Well, if we're talking about imaging, so are you saying that NBA players should not be allowed to have a gun?
I didn't
Are you saying that NBA players?
Say NBA players should not be allowed to.
They shouldn't be allowed to show their gun.
I don't think the NBA. They should not flaunt guns. No, they absolutely should.
But is that a finable, suspendable offense?
Hell yeah!
But I mean,
it absolutely is.
But you got open carry laws. But you got open carry laws. So if he had a gun on his hip, would he then?
I can't deal with what ifs. I can't deal with what ifs.
I'm saying is it the fact that he had the gun? The fact that he had the gun,
not what
in the hand, and he was bouncing up and down with it.
What ifs, Larry? What
if he had a gun on his hip? Would it be different?
What is that? As far as the NBA is concerned, I don't know what the ruling is or the regulation is, and so whatever their punishment or consequence will be for him, that's up to them. I don't know what is said in the NBA rule book. But however, as I said in an interview, actually, another interview, when your name is on the check but not on the bottom of the check, you work for somebody just like all of us.
Okay.
They have protocols.
Well, my name's at the bottom of the check, though.
Okay.
Yeah, my name's at the bottom of the check.
Good for you. Good for you. But the same number of zeros ain't on yours as his own job.
No, boy.
And so Ja works for somebody.
Right.
Somebody that can afford to pay him and everybody else who's making whatever amount of money with an equal number of zeros. Mm-hmm. But at any rate, they have requirements and regulations and stipulations that you must adhere to.
Absolutely.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And if you do not, then you know what they do? They take the money back that they were promising you.
Yeah.
Because they were promising it to the person they thought they had made a deal with, who is somebody that people looked up to and whatnot, not somebody that does something stupid twice within 4 months.
Yeah. Well, like I said, on one side you say,
and it has become a meme.
I think it has become a point of confusion because of the fact you do have a contingency to saying open carry, all of these other things, no permits, none of that. But then you got a guy being penalized millions. I mean, because you can't tell me that $40 million that he would have got for being first, second, or third team NBA or winning any of the different superlatives that they have. I think that it's egregious. It's a little overkill.
It's egregious. What?
The fact that you taking $40 million away from this guy because he has a gun in a country that guns are promoted and elevated.
Larry, he never had that money yet. He never literally earned that money yet. And then he lost it before he had it.
Yeah, he did. Oh, absolutely. And once again, I still say that it's just a point of confusion. Now, do I think it's the best look for the NBA? Absolutely not. And I think that to protect their brand, they needed to do something to make some kind of statement.
It
now,
ain't the best look. It ain't the best look for the NBA. It ain't the best look to your kids.
No, it's not.
It ain't
well,
the
that's
best
what
look to your sons.
Well, I totally agree with you. I mean, but what I'm saying is that for him, I think that he's got to realize the role that he is in, and the fact that now, what maybe has come out of this, and this is a thought that I had, and we can move on. But what if Ja just is not that guy? He's a great basketball player.
What if he's not that guy above the neck?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now that's entirely plausible and worthy of mention.
We know some
What if
people
he
that are
isn't?
some great ball players, but literally they just are not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and got other issues. So when I'm looking at Ja and the fact that, or he may be just too young at this point, and to really be able to take advantage.
I'm not writing it off.
I'm just saying that he just ain't built for what they're trying to make him.
Maybe.
He's not as what Lil Wayne said in an interview. You know, this kid come from a real small town, and for him to be the face of the NBA, it just may be a little bit too much pressure for him.
Hey.
You know, because that's what they keep talking about, and he keeps talking about that he's trying to deal with it. And I'm wondering if the attention, all the promotion, all the constant cameras in the face, this being the face of the NBA, I'm just wondering if this kid just is not the right guy.
You may be entirely correct. I think that's a brilliant damn observation. And it harkens for me back to the saying, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just had that conversation with my boys. You know, with them
somebody
going off
shows
to school.
You who they are, believe them the first time.
Absolutely. Well, listen, man, I know we talked a lot about Ja, but let's jump real quick into the NBA. Listen, man, we got LeBron. You think you sincerely think he's talking about retiring?
I think he's thinking about it. I think
really?
I know he's.
Is
I'm
it
sure
frustration?
He's thinking about it.
You think it's mainly frustration?
Well, I think he's thinking his time. He knows what he had
40,
to go.
40 points in his
knows,
last game.
I know
40
this.
points in his last game.
This.
Are you saying?
This.
But I can say this.
Only he can make the assessment of what this is doing to him.
I can believe that. That's why
psychologically, physiologically,
I quit coaching.
Only he can decide on that.
I can only imagine.
I think it took some
for him to be 38 and nobody show up really except Austin Reeves and maybe Rui Hachimura.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty disappointing. And
but you don't think AD showed up?
I don't think AD showed up.
AD showed up.
I don't think AD showed up. I don't think he showed up at the
he-
level of a superstar.
he showed up.
Not at the level of a
Well,
superstar.
I mean,
They've
at
touted
at
AD
a certain
as
level. That's
one of the
arguable.
best.
But I think he showed up.
To
I
what
think he
degree?
showed
What
up.
is showing up?
I
Would you
think
say?
he showed up.
Did he average 25 and 10
I saw him
and
play
15?
some solid games.
No, he had some
I
solid
saw him play
games,
some solid
but I
games.
saw Jokic just totally destroy him.
And for AD playing solid games and whatnot, that in and of itself is saying something because that means he wasn't hurt.
Old street clothes didn't strike again.
that's
listen,
what that
we
meant.
got to jump out of here.
Yeah.
But man, check this out. Lamar Jackson got his bag, but he came up off at 100% guaranteed contract. He saw them weapons with OBJ and likes is coming to Baltimore and said, you know what? Let me where I need to sign.
Right.
He's still the highest paid player in the NFL.
Good.
So
good for him.
Good for my man
Well-deserved.
Lamar Jackson.
Well deserved. He plays hard.
Yeah.
He got a lot of heart.
Who we got?
Oh, we got our guy, man. Our guy. When we say BK, we don't mean British Knights. We mean Brevin KNight. And
I thought it might have been reflux after you was struggling for a minute there.
I wasn't struggling.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, man, we got Brevin KNight coming in
Did that sound
and
like I
hanging
was
out
struggling?
with the R&R crew.
Yeah. And now you won't hear any evidence or conversation about Gun 2, about the two-gun slinger, because this took place before this interview took place before that occurrence. But hey, Brevin KNight here on our Sports.
Insightful.
Right after this.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my brother, Jonathan Butler.
What's up, Kirk? What's up, man? I like this. Humans Being.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
R&R on Sports.
Hey. Back. R&R on Sports. And we had, you always want to do this.
You know, it's like try to slide
smoke.
it in, man. Slide it in on there.
You don't slide it in. You just force it in. You jam it.
Well,
You know, anyway,
that's what she
our
said.
guy, BK Brevin KNight, is here with us. Welcome back, BK.
Man, I'm glad to
We
be
happy
back,
to have
bro.
you.
I'm glad to be back. I'm back.
Good to see you. Good to
Shit.
see you. You know this is quite timely.
Yeah.
This is quite timely.
Y'all
I knew-
ran
I
up the
knew-
chimney.
I knew it was.
We got some
They
real
ran
talk.
up the chimney. They ran up the chimney.
They put the gas mask on this time. Put the gas mask on.
Oh my goodness, we got some real talk. Now y'all know Brevin, you know about his career in the NBA. You may or may not know his career as an analyst with the Memphis Grizzlies, and he is most excellent and on top of everything. And we are so glad to have him here today.
Want to
We
do
got
it?
some. Want to do it?
Want to do it? Well, it
We
won't.
got some talk
Well, it
for
won't.
him today. First of all, let's start at the macro and go to the micro.
Okay.
What do you think about the playoffs as they stand now? Who stands out? Who you like? What's the prediction, if any?
But the good thing is they've been interesting. That I've stayed
That's
up
true.
at nighttime.
Very
and
true.
watched. You mean,
Yeah.
That's the test. The test for me is: am I falling asleep or am I watching?
Right.
Am I
Right.
watching something else? And I'm like, oh shucks, the NBA
Yeah,
playoffs
the
are on.
game is
Right.
on. Yeah.
But now I'm sitting in the kitchen. Right about to make dinner. We're like, hey, hold on. Is the game on? Is it
Right.
5:36?
Right.
Every one of them.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And-
Every
Right.
single
right,
one of
and
them.
Good.
because
They're good
because
games.
that feeling is there, that lets me know that the playoffs have been good this year.
Absolutely.
And so it doesn't have, the eye test can show you we've seen massive performances from stars, but we've also been able to be introduced to a lot of other role players.
Yeah.
And the role players have made big decisions in the outcomes of games this playoffs. And so
Absolutely.
I just think the thing that has made it exciting is we have still a somewhat of a better team concept to the game of basketball. Still with your stars playing, your stars having to be good,
Right.
but coaches and players and there being more of that mindset, which I think is made for a lot better competitive playoff series.
Right.
I got a real quick question. Has the Miami Heat, the culture of the Miami Heat, really been cemented this playoff series?
Yeah, because I can tell you this much: we would do on our podcast, we would do a go through all of the teams, go through all of the playoff series, and we got to the Miami one. We're like, well, it doesn't matter. Whoever, it doesn't matter. They're not gonna make it that far, not that good, whatever.
Right.
And I think what we didn't take into consideration was the effect of what you just asked, was what that culture means, whether it's the regular season or the playoffs.
Okay.
What Eric Spoelstra and that staff means,
Right.
especially when it becomes playoff time,
Right.
because they've been there, done that, and they understand and know how to speak it to their players. I think we underestimated how much of an impact that would be. And so I think you're exactly right that this cements it, and why it is because they got 7 undrafted players
Wow.
that are on their team.
I don't think that's ever been done
right,
before.
and they lose Tyler Hero, 6th man
Yep,
of the year. People would consider it. And you lose Victor Oladipo, who was coming back from his injury, was playing a little bit better, but at least gave you some veteranship. Well, they
Absolutely.
just went to the bench and found other people.
Struz, come on in.
You know what I mean? Hightower, you ain't played it forever.
Right.
Come on in. We need
Right.
you now.
Right.
And
Next man up.
Kyle Lowry, you on 1.5 leg. No, I need you to come off the bench. But no, get in there and get in.
How many legs?
1.5. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the left knee is what it is, and so I think that is head on why they have the ability to win.
Yeah.
The culture is there, but they also have the players that fit it. And Jimmy Butler, you need a star.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler
totally
has
bought
shown
in.
that he is a
Buckets.
star among stars in playoff time.
Yeah.
I think he's relishing and reveling
Yes.
in this role and this position and what he's doing.
Well, remember, because he was kind of cast off as a nobody.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't revered coming through high school.
No.
Going
No,
through
no.
college.
No.
Right.
Getting into the beginnings of his career.
Right.
He wasn't a revered
Right.
player.
Right.
He was the guy that
Right.
had to do dirty work.
Right.
Continue to scratch and claw. Be more
Absolutely.
competitive than you. And then once he got to the point where his skills matched it, understood how to win, he didn't rest.
Right.
He just kept working. And so this is the fruits of his
And
labor.
I love seeing him when he gets hot. When he gets hot, he brings the ball down. And it's like, watch this. Bam.
Well, listen though, and with Jimmy Butler, I think also what helped him was that he had been to a couple franchises that really did not appreciate what he bought. And when Dwayne Wade, I guess, because I think the story is Dwayne Wade approached him and said, "This is you. This is where you belong." And he then went to a place that he could embrace them, and they embraced him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Eric Spoelstra and
Pat Riley.
really just embraced him as the way he is and the psychopathic things that he might do.
And the other thing, I think they see the game the same way.
Yeah.
The work ethic side of it is what he had to do to become who he was.
Right.
Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, that's what they expect from everyone in that org. So it, like you said, it was just a perfect marriage at the right time.
Now,
Any
is it hard to
finals?
recreate that? Would it be hard for an organization? What would it take to create a culture like that? And I say that because
There's only one Pat Riley.
Okay.
Got that right.
You see, and I think it takes someone who has who garnishes that much respect from everyone, meaning the people that play there, the coaches, opposing general managers, opposing players, opposing coaches, and when you have the synergy through your organization, which this is what we're doing from top to bottom. That's why San Antonio was good for so long.
Right.
We do it this way. I think why the Grizzlies have had success, even when maybe the players weren't there or you didn't think, they've been able to find a way because there's been able to be a synergy between the front office and what you do on the floor. And if you can find that enough, then now I believe you can have success because at least the guy that's down there coaching says he thinks he needs, or the guys that the people upstairs that's doing the picking, the choosing, the moving guys listen to and say, this works for both. It's not, well, we give you these guys, make it work.
Right.
That's not what they do.
You know who I think is playing particularly smart, and I am really enjoying seeing them do what the Marines say they do: adjust, adapt, and overcome. The Lakers.
Yes.
The Lakers. I am enjoying watching them. One thing I'm really particularly enjoying is seeing AD with a sense of wholeness and, not getting up every other play limping or grabbing on something,
Well, I can tell you the thing that I appreciate, that's a big, what I also have appreciated is in some way we are watching LeBron James change from the LeBron James that we knew.
Yes, that's the part.
That could take
That
over.
Take it over.
That part.
For 38 minutes, I can
That
do
part.
everything.
Yeah.
To a LeBron James that can't do it, but still can affect the game to win.
Facilitate.
Block a shot. Be in the right position defensively.
Wait a minute.
Make
He's
the
a
outlet
coach on the
pass.
floor. Did you see the other night where he told Anthony Davis to go to the corner and
Yes.
switch on the play?
Yes.
And Anthony Davis walks into a steal. Right. I mean, it was like, whoa.
And I think
it was immediate.
That's what makes him a great player is that he can change he changes with the times, he changes with the team, and we're watching him change with his body. And that's not to say he's not good.
Right.
The thing is, he has to do them in 6-minute spurts, and then I gotta take a break. And then I can give you another 5-6 minutes.
Right.
Whereas before it was just give me 38 straight.
Right.
As you put it in, I give you 38 straight.
And that's called maturing in your role.
And it's called 20 years.
Father time is undefeated.
Right, it's called 20.
That's called
20 years.
But you got to mature in your role.
But he's already exceeded any level of expectation that any player is. I mean, he's playing at such a high level at this point. But we're going to put some respect on Rob Pelinka's name.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to put some respect on Rob Pelinka's name because he wasn't getting no respect for a long time.
All right, listen, y'all said we like to keep it. This is a real on that, right?
Well, that's why you hear.
Well, how in the hell was he able to pull off the deals he did? He only gave up 2 second-round picks and Russell Westbrook to turn that team from a team of nobodies in terms of who they were helping into a team what they are today. He had to have some help from the other teams in there.
He had to.
So I'm gonna give we might say Rob Pelinka did good, but God dog, he got a lot of help.
He got.
I mean,
you know what? Now you know what? You bring up an excellent point, because can the general managers collude?
So
can they?
Will they? Do they?
Do they?
I mean, I think they have to talk to one another.
I don't know.
Now the word, I don't know if you want to use the word collude or collusion. That gives off another vibe, a negative vibe to it.
Right.
But do they sit down and conversate? Of course. Do they? And somehow, some way.
But let me tell you this much. They pulled that out of the
Danny Ainge.
They pulled that out the air.
Look what he was able to do in Utah.
Right.
What they turned
Yes,
Rudy Gobert
indeed.
and Donovan Mitchell into their team.
Absolutely.
And I think
they'll
a lot
be
of that
picking
is
for the next 10 years. They have 12 picks a year.
They got picks and they got players right now. It's like I think there are certain people, certain organizations, certain teams that are able to wheel and deal better than others, and Pelinka was able to do
cats socialize, y'all. They socialize, and so call it collusion or whatever. But we're on the golf course, right? We playing golf.
Hold on, we gonna call it collusion or colluding, but we're gonna collude this segment because we gotta go and pay some bills. You ain't
me off.
Nah,
Don't ever cut me off
that
again.
hat ain't sponsored. If you got that hat sponsored, we be all right. Well, listen, America, we'll be right back on R&R Sports. On the Kazuki Network.
Shut up.
Kazukian.
The company is based in Memphis, but it is international.
A new building, an expanded team, new equipment, a new studio, all inside of 7 years.
The resources that we were able to utilize with Kazukian and their team has been incredible. And our partners at Kazukian has been a large part of our success.
Kazukian. Check out all your Kazukian favorites now. Download the Kazukian app, available on Android and iOS.
Welcome back. I really don't like this dude. I'm going to tell you. Brevin, can we talk, man?
We can always talk.
Talk to him. Brevin, talk to him about his fashion, man. The brother got horizontal lines and polka dots.
Hey, man.
What's going on with him, man? I
can't say
he
nothing.
got some vertigo. He got some vertigo.
He got Pebble Beach on his shirt, though.
Oh, okay.
Anytime you got Pebble Beach on your shirt, then that gives you a pass on the rest.
He bought it in the mail.
Right.
He bought it in the mail. He bought it. Go on, man. Go on, man. Go on. Do your thing.
All right. So, Brevin KNight with us, and we love it.
Can you be on the mic, man?
I can be on the mic.
Just back it up a little bit. You be scorching
anyway,
the mic anyway. We got to fumigate the mics when you finish with them.
So let's talk about these things called the Memphis Grizzlies.
Let's talk about them.
All right. Let's say, how did you find the season ending? Meaning, what did you think about the way it ended?
No. Let's start with the strip club, because on our last time you was here, we talked about the strip club.
Did we talk about strip club?
We talked about the strip club.
We did talk about it.
Okay. And wasn't that some foreboding?
It was unfortunate how everything ultimately went, because I think it hurt the team in more ways than that, it forced Ja to not be able to be himself.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know, like at the end of the day, and I mean,
So what you think about how he came back? I mean, was that?
He's always a great. He's gonna be a great. His talent is what it is. Like
He
there's
wasn't
no denying
there the
it.
same
But
way.
it wasn't the Ja Morant that we have come to know.
Right.
And I think it was just because there was so much talk of the off the court situation, and rightfully so. I mean, he's a 23-year-old kid that made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, and now I understand where has gone at this point. But to me, it was a 23-year-old who made a mistake.
Yep.
Now we can say the pressure of being a pro. We all of every one of those guys, we feel this pressure as a pro. The responsibilities when you become a pro are heavy. It is a burden. It's a lot. You are given a lot, but a lot is expected of you.
Absolutely.
And that's just the truth of the matter. But I think that for him it was just a poor choice. And so more than anything, it was you got to make better decisions.
Do you think he was surprised by the amount of the magnitude and the gravitas of the attention?
Yes, I think it's you know how big. I think he understood how big he was. I think he understood moving in the direction of those faces of the NBA. Who are going to be the guys to hold that mantle? I think it probably really hit him at that point because this was now on every TV medium that there was, all the way to the national side of it. And I'm talking about entertainment side of the national, not just the sports side. So I think when they got to that point, I think that's something that is like, oh, wow. And I think more than anything, that's the wake-up call in and of itself. And for a young player thrust into a position that you will never be ready for, no one can ever prepare you for where he went from where he was, say 6 years ago.
Right.
From where he was 6 years ago, going into Murray, to where he is today.
Let
There
me
was
tell you
no
what-
one that could have got him ready for that.
Let me tell you another thing it did. The other thing it did from a timing standpoint was it was terrible from a timing standpoint because he became the next lead national news story in a string of negative Memphis national news lead stories. He became that. Now, nobody died or anything like the other ones, but it was still negative, and it was still Memphis, and it was not a good look.
Fit the narrative.
And unfortunately, it was kind of like
with
as
the
you
gun
said,
and
people
everything.
people say that that's the way the city is. Look at what happened here. Look what happened here. And now look at their NBA player. They're supposed to be the guys that are setting the examples, and this is what it is. And I always tend to say, well, you can always look at things in a vacuum.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other players on this team, the organization, have done so many other good things for the city of Memphis that I'm not going to let someone else try to create the narrative of what this organization has done for the city. And then for the city, does it have its problem? It has its issues. But there's not one major city in the U.S. at this point that doesn't have a problem.
Okay, so let's talk about Dillon Brooks.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dillon Brooks.
So we're going to put some respect on his name right off the top.
Okay.
Second team All-NBA defense.
Beautiful. First team All-NBA defense and the player of the year, Jaren Jackson.
Yeah. So once
that
again,
is
but now you didn't mention Jaren. You said Dillon. We're gonna talk about Dillon.
We are
trying
gonna
to cloud
we are gonna talk
the
about
situation.
Dillon.
Put some respect on the brother's name.
On whose name?
Dillon Brooks.
Okay.
All right. All defense, second team. Now
you did.
Go ahead and finish with your thing. Go on, finish with your question.
Can I go now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Larry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead,
cut his
brother.
mic.
Talk about. I mean, what's on your heart, man?
Well, here's the thing. Number one, I am a huge Dillon Brooks fan.
Okay.
I've been that way from day one and will be till the end because I think every team needs a Dillon Brooks to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what has to happen is within that is a definition of what your role is going to be, and then you need someone to continue to affirm and confirm what we need from you on a regular basis. Don't take away where you think you can get to. We're going to maximize the things you do extremely well while working on the things that have to continue to get there. And what he does extremely well, what I would continue to tell him is you are very good in the mid-range. You're physical, you make mid-range shots, you have an array of shots that you can use in that way. That rhythm then lends yourself to be a three-point shooter.
Right.
It's not the other way around.
Yes.
And so and for him, we were just talking about a guy, and I say it, thought about it more and more. It's almost like he can pattern his game after Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. Like he has the same determination. Mm-hmm. He has the same willingness to win. He has the same desire to be the best on the floor. There's no difference. It's just about how you harness it. And I say it's time and situation. It's always time and situation when you're not the man. And it's nothing wrong with not being the man on the team. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you're not important to the team.
Right.
Because you see, we couldn't beat the Lakers because he wasn't at his best.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If he's not at his best, this team is not good.
Right.
If Tyus Jones is not at his best, his team is not good.
Right.
And we still can have Ja and Jaren and Dez do what they do.
Right.
But the other guys don't pull their weight. We're not good.
Right.
And so your importance is there. You have to just recognize that you're important. Your contract is going to say that you're important. Mm-hmm. The minutes that you play on the floor is going to say you're important. You're a starter in this league. It's going to say you're important. And so I think that I don't know if he ever truly believed he was as important to this team as the next person.
Whose role is it to share that kind of information?
Well, I mean that it goes from it's a team wide situation from the top, from the guys that are when you sign your new deal, what they expect from you and as your general manager. Then it's down to your coaching staff every day in terms of this is the expectation, and then your teammates hold you accountable for it. That's pretty much how the NBA works. But you need some veteran guys to be able to push that narrative. And I thought that was the one area in where this team sort of missed the mark.
Grizzlies don't have that.
We didn't have, and you didn't have the vocal vet. Like guys, people will always come to me and say, "Well, we had Danny Green." I was like, "Well, Danny Green's a good dude. Like he's a great guy. He was a good player on good teams, but he wasn't the voice on those teams.
Right.
And he didn't carry himself as the strong voice guy to get through. They need
Steven
that.
Adams. Do they listen to him?
I mean,
you're not going to listen to an international player.
No, it's not. Yeah, like if he gets excited, whatever. It's not like you need. They need a strong personality guy who is going to play also that guys will respect when he says something.
They understand that they need
but
that.
But he also has to understand what his role is.
Well, hold on now. They really had that player. They would have had, if Andre Iguodala would have come to the Grizzlies in that trade, they would have had their vet that has seen the other side, that would have had the respect of each one of those young players.
I like a guy that we had who, just that's what the game is, what it is, and Jay Crowder. I thought Jay would have been perfect for these guys because he's a guy that when he says something, they're gonna listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he says they're gonna listen. He's been there. He's been on every team. He's won. He's done it in different ways. He's been major pieces of it. He's just been a part of it.
They need an OG. They need an OG.
Just to kind of teach you what the NBA is on and off the floor. So when you don't go to a press conference after everything else has gone down, you lose the game. You need to be able to pull. All right, listen. If you don't go do this press conference, that just adds to more that we have to deal with tomorrow. But if you go into the press conference, answer the questions, we didn't play well enough, they played well enough, we didn't execute, bang, whatever it is, and walk off, now we got less distraction to deal with tomorrow. But because you don't go to the podium, now guess what? It's not that y'all fought until the end and it took a great play by LeBron James to win the game. The narrative is, again, what? These guys talk too much. They don't back it up. Now look at where they are. They don't go to the podium. It's just a negative narrative where the narrative could have been, y'all were right there. You just didn't make the plays to do that. But who's the guy to pull them and say, bruh, don't walk out right now. Now, guess what? They may still walk out. I'm not saying that would have changed what they did. But at least you need someone that is a peer that they could look at and I can look you in your eye and say, yo, if I was you, man, just go answer 4 or 5 questions.
Right.
And then leave.
Right.
You ain't got to get into nothing more than what happened in the game. We didn't execute at the end. LeBron James made a great play to send it into overtime. He made a great play to win it with the 3-point play. That was it. Now we go, but guess what? We was in the game. We go back to Memphis feeling like we can win a game. But you don't do it. You allow the chatter to continue that was already there.
There's a lot
real quick, what's next for Ja? What does his summer look like?
Let's just go back to work. Just play basketball. Like all of this off the court stuff, man. You feel like you got to work on yourself and do all of that. That's cool, bro. But you ain't got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like you don't got to talk about it. You got to work on yourself. But and still go live your life. Enjoy yourself. He's 23, 20, however old he is. Enjoy your life, young man. Just understand you got to do it better than how you were doing it. But I expect for him to be in the gym, work on a pull-up jump shot, not a floater, not a dunk on you, a pull-up jump shot. Not when I come off the screen. Don't hold a player behind you to see what's happening every time you come off a screen. Sometimes I come off the screen, they hit him with the screen. That guy's going to be sloughing off because they don't want you to get to the rim. Plant that either your inside foot, whether you're coming left hand, plant your right foot. If I'm coming right hand, plant my left foot into a pull-up jump shot. It will make him an unstoppable basketball player if he can master that shot in the game. And I ain't talking about making no threes. Listen, the threes come. The shot that he's going to get every single night is a pull-up jump shot.
Quickly, what do you think is the future for Dillon? Where do you think he might go?
He's gonna go to a title contending team that has vets on it.
Okay.
And he's gonna have a lucrative career, and because I think he'll get to a position where somebody's gonna really get him to fully lock into the entirety of this. The entirety of what this means.
Right.
You ain't got to change who you are. That's why everybody's like, they need to shut up. No, they don't. You just need to know what comes with when you talk. You feel me? Don't shut up. That's what got you here.
Right.
You understand? But now you are no longer are you the team that was, don't worry about them Grizz. They know. Now you at the top.
Right.
So when you do the talking, it's just giving a little bit more fuel to those people that's trying to knock the people off at the top.
You know what I tell people? You got to make deposits.
That's all.
You got to make deposits such that the checks that your mouth is writing, your game can cash.
There you go.
You got money in the bank.
All right, last question. Who going to win it? Who's going to take it all?
I'm staying with the Lakers.
Lakers and who they playing against?
Well, I had them playing the Celtics. I went back to there was an old Lakers Celtics. I'm going to stick with it. I know
Lakers,
Philly
Celtics.
played well. And if Embiid and James Harden can continue with their synergy and Maxi's doing what he's doing,
right.
Our old boy, Mr. Do Something, is out there defending his behind off.
Right.
And so with Melton, and so if they can continue to have those other guys do a little bit, then you'll see the 76ers make it to that point. But I'm going to stick with the Lakers as my overall champ.
Okay.
All right. The Brevin KNight, thank you, brother.
Man,
for being. You came back. We're so proud. We don't know what to do.
I ain't nothing but a text away as long as I'm in town.
We appreciate it. We will be back for more on our own sports right after this. Hey, this is Howard Robertson with R&R on Sports.
And I'm the most amazing Larry Robinson.
For the best entertainment you can imagine, download the Kazukian app and get R&R on Sports.
Download it from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Android, Google Play, iOS, App Store. Get it.
Kazukian. R&R on Sports.
Welcome back to R&R on Sports as we head toward the door.
See you.
We always like to say hail and farewell to outstanding people, not just athletes, but outstanding human beings who have left us. And I want to start with Ralph Boston. A lot of people might not know or remember, well, younger people might not know Ralph Boston, but Ralph Boston was the Olympic long jump champion who, in August of 1960, broke the long jump record of the famed Jesse Owens, which was 25 years old.
Wow, he broke Jesse Owens' record?
He broke Jesse Owens' record by breaking the 27-foot mark. That's a long
way to be.
That's a long way to be flying.
Yeah,
to be flying.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ralph Boston was one of Tennessee State's own. But he was originally from Peachtree City, Georgia.
Wait a minute. So he went to TSU. Wilma Rudolph went to TSU. I mean, Tennessee State must have had an amazing track program.
They did. They did, and
but you
all
didn't,
across
but you
the
didn't
board.
go. But you didn't get a scholarship offer to Tennessee State.
I did not.
Yeah,
I did not.
You must not.
So
have been
that made
elite.
me slow.
Yeah,
right?
you were slow. So listen, man. Shout out to my brother Ralph Boston, man. Sending up mighty timber. Secondly, I'd like to shout out one of the greatest football players of all times, and that's the great Jim Brown.
Yes.
Civil rights icon,
Yes.
a true change maker, innovative, transformative thinker, transcendentalist thinker. I mean,
now here's what I want, the designation I want to make and make sure people understand about Jim Brown. Jim Brown was not just a running back. Jim Brown was a fullback.
Yeah.
And back in the day, you had halfbacks and you had fullback. The fullback was the bull. You could call him, put a B in place of the F and call him the bullback, because he is the one that would run just as soon run over you,
right,
than around you,
right,
or away from you. And he was all of that. And
well, we ain't even talking about the brother was All-American in lacrosse. So
sure was.
So
his story is
amazing.
And we interviewed him, and we are going to run that interview in its entirety on an upcoming show. But as for now, we just want to say hail and farewell to Jim Brown.
Thank you for all you did, brother. Thank you for all you did.
We appreciate you being with us here on R&R on Sports. I'm Howard Robertson.
And I'm the great one, Larry Robinson.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be back with us next week without fail, please. Later.
Holla.
R&R is hosted by Larry Robinson and Howard Robertson. R&R is directed, produced, recorded, and distributed by Kadzukian.